Good evening, everybody, and welcome out here to the Carroll Athletic Stadium on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Jeff Blankman and Casey Miners with you here tonight on this windy and cloudy Monday night. We've got a doubleheader of soccer for you here on our first broadcast. Of course, it's going to be the Kuemper girls and the Carroll girls. When this game ends, we will shut off this broadcast after we get done with post-game interviews, and you'll have to go back into the YouTube channel and open up the boys matchup to be able to watch and follow that boys game tonight. But we're bringing you some soccer action here tonight. The Carroll Tigers coming in at 1-8 on the season. They're 0-4 right now in the Raccoon River Conference. They've dropped 6 straight, including losing their last time out, which was on Friday night, falling to ADM by a final of 10-0. For the Kuemper Knights, they come in 3-4 on the year, 1-2 right now in the Hawkeye 10 Conference. They have dropped their last 2, or actually 2 of their last 3. They won their last time out, knocking off Storm Lake the other night, winning that one by a final of 3-1. And bringing in my broadcast partner now for the night, my soccer expert, Mr. Casey
I wouldn't
Miners.
say that.
Well, you played.
I did.
You did play it, but we've seen both of these teams a couple of times. Carroll has got a nice mixture of kind of veterans with some young players, some freshmen and sophomores. Their future looks pretty bright. Kuemper kind of the same way. Their offensive players are young. The players on the defensive side kind of more veteran players, and it's kind of an interesting mix, I think, for both teams.
Yeah, well, Kuemper's going to be interesting tonight, especially if they can, work the ball with those young players.
Throughout the, he texted me and said your audio's low. Okay, how long does it take for this to come back on? And we are back. We hope go. Little technical difficulties here, but that's going to hopefully be the last time we run into that issue here tonight. But you were talking about what we've seen from these teams.
Kuemper's going to be interesting because Brianna Woodrock not playing tonight. Normally their keeper in the goal, but with that experience on defense that they have from Kyra Walterman and Franny Glenn, going to help out adding Antover a lot tonight. I feel like in the offensive end might be their best asset of this team, but it's a lot of freshmen and sophomores up there for them, so they playing really well on the offensive end. Carroll's been Parker Adams, 5 goals for him. Paige Pada with 2, so it's kind of a mix, like you mentioned, both. A nice experience on the back line. I think Marin Olvermols played really well in goal so far for him this year, so it's going to be he who can control the ball probably the most tonight.
You mentioned the Addie Antover situation, and that's kind of an interesting one in the fact that, Brianna had started the year injured, not able to go, but Addie's gotten a couple of matches under her belt in the net already here, so it's not like she's having to make her first start in this rivalry matchup.
And she's had 2 wins every time she's been there. They beat Creston 3-2, and then they beat Storm Lake 3-1. 3 saves in each, so she hasn't seen a whole lot of shots, I think partially because of how good that defense is behind her. I would say in front of her, I guess, in front of her, so it's been kind of interesting, and she's been kind of thrown into the fire and has done a really good job.
And it's a windy night here tonight. And we're going to step away. They're getting ready for the national anthem. We'll step away for that national anthem. We'll be back with more Carroll and Kuemper girls soccer right after this here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
The perfect outfits await at a Fun Top in Jeans. Since 2019, a Fun Top in Jeans in downtown Carroll has been your stop for everything from tops and jeans to shorts, dresses, sweaters, even purses and jewelry. And of course, a Fun Top in Jeans is Carroll's Merle Norman cosmetics retailer. Plus, with new styles of tops, sweaters, and more arriving daily, now is the perfect time to stop by a Fun Top in Jeans in downtown Carroll. A Fun Top in Jeans, where the name says it all.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Oh, hell no, not again! Has the roof on your home or business been damaged by the recent hailstorm? Does your roof need looked at? Let our hail damage experts at Brinks Exteriors work for you to get you a new roof. Call 712 Roof Pro. We know the last thing you want to do is worry about your biggest investment. Hail happens, but we can fix it. Call Brinks Exteriors now for a free roof inspection. 712 Roof Pro.
And we welcome you back out here to the Carroll Athletic Stadium. Jeff Blankman and Casey Miners with you here. Casey was getting ready to talk about the wind. I was down in Kuhn at a golf meet. You were out at the country club at a golf meet before we both scrambled back
Yes.
here to get set up and get going with the broadcast here tonight. It's not as bad here, but you look at the flags, they're still blowing really hard. This isn't the middle school complex up there where the wind really dictate things, but the team that has the wind at their back could control either of these halves tonight.
And I don't really know if it's going to be more at the back because it kind of looks like the wind's going sideline to sideline. So could be interesting. You know, I expect both teams kind of wanting to control the soccer ball. You know, with that how big that wind can be tonight. So it looks like Kuemper is going to start with it. So Carroll should get it in the second half. So depending on how the wind goes, the team with the wind, you know, could potentially, you know, control the outcome of the game.
Knights going left, right across to your radio now. The Carroll Tigers are the home team on the scoreboard. They're going to be going from right to left across our pitch here tonight. And Ken Massey, the soccer guru from the Kuemper Knights, made sure to tell me earlier today to make sure to call it a pitch and not a field. I told him I would do my best tonight. Kuemper will control it. Franny Glenn gets it up across the midfield. She's going to set up to try and kick this one deep. Tigers backing up defensively. Glenn's shot is going to go deep. It'll be tracked down by Amanda Wardell, but then picked up by the Knights, and it is Sierra Pudens getting the opening goal. And Casey, we're only 25 seconds into this one. The Tigers had brief control of that as Wardell got a foot on it, but it went to Sierra Pudens, and she finds the upper left corner for the goal.
And I think it's one of those where Marin's got to be saying, let it go, because if Amanda Wardell lets that go, Sierra Pudens doesn't get the shot to capitalize off of the ricochet. So, you know, Knights strike early at 1-0.
Carroll with it now. It's going to be controlled up by Bloom for the Knights, off it to Pudens. Sierra takes it down the right side, defended out there by Chloe Jones. Chloe's going to steal it away, and we'll kick it deep into Kuemper territory. Picking it up for the Knights is it going to be Megan Milligan. She's working it now against Parker Adams, and coming up with the steal is Gabby Running. And now the ball kicked out of bounds. It is going to stay with the Carroll Tigers. Chloe Jones will throw it in. Throws it down the sidelines. Kuemper will control briefly. Parker Adams fighting for it, but the Knights will get it ahead with a Bloom. Off Kaylin Pudens. They'll kick it deep up towards the midfield. Tracking it down the Tigers. They'll send it back into the middle. Sporer with it now. Jersey Sporer for the Carroll Tigers. Couldn't quite keep control of it, and it's coming out of there. Is going to be Lauren Bell for the Kuemper Knights. It's going to be kicked deep again. Foot race, and Wardell will track it down, but misses it. Sierra Pudens had a chance to grab it, Casey, but unable to do so. What have you seen from both of these teams so far?
It looks like Carroll's trying to be aggressive on offense. They, you know, bringing more girls up so they can keep with the win, keep the distance on offense. But it's kind of right now, as you've seen, Kuemper's got 2 shots so far. It's kind of been a struggle to get back defensively.
And that time it was Bloom trying to cross one, and the goalie, Marin Overmole, able to come up and pick it up. Kuemper now with it on their defensive end. Kyra Walterman was going to track it down, but then left it go out of bounds. It's going to end up being Carroll Tiger ball. Tigers will throw it in over on the far side. Becker will throw it in. Going to be controlled by Walterman. Now Franny Glenn clears.
Trying to get up to Sierra Pudens.
And Sierra does get it, but kicks it back. Parker Adams with it. Now work it now into the hands of McKenna Schwartzfeger. She'll take it down the left sideline. Tried to cross, hit it. Megan Milligan now battling with Adams. It'll be cleared out again by the Kuemper Knights. I think that was Bell. And now Sierra Pudens working against Chloe Jones. Kicks it back behind her over on the cross. That's Claire Jansen. Jansen kicks it ahead, taken by Parker Adams, and now cleared deep by Jansen. It's a foot race. And Wardell, that is Lily Schrader over on the far side, comes up with it. She'll kick it ahead. Kyra Walterman with it now for the Knights. Kicks it. It's in between the 35 and 40-yard line.
You just look at the spacing at Kuemper right now. It's spreading them out, so it's forcing one of the Carroll defenders to attack the ball.
And now they get it deep, Ashlyn Foley, but we're going to get an offsides call. Going to go against the Knights. As they had a nice setup that time. They would have had Foley deep in the corner. They would have had both Bloom and Sierra Pudens working down the middle of the field.
I mean, right now it just seems like Kuemper offensively is spreading tight. It's spreading Carroll out, especially in the far end, right near the 30. You were able to see, they knew where their passes were going before the Carroll defender got there.
Battle in the midfield, going to be controlled by the Tigers briefly. They'll work it ahead to Jersey Sporer. Sporer with it. Taken away by the Knights. That's Bloom. She'll kick it ahead. Chloe Jones now in a battle with Sierra Pudens. It's loose. Kaylin Pudens tracked it down, but Wardell got to it first. Now ahead for the Tigers. Working it up is Isaiah Martinez, one of those players that hustles all of the time. Off now to Parker Adams. 1-0 Kuemper, just about 4 minutes into this one. 36:05 to go here in this first half of play. Jeff Blankman and Casey Miners. Thanks to Pete Collison again for going through the equipment with us again today and kind of refreshing our brains on how everything worked. Knights with the ball over on the far side. The throw in going to be taken by Martinez. They'll work it ahead now to Sporer. Sporer kicks it down, and it's a foot race. And tracking it down is going to be pot off, but it's going to end up going out of bounds. Picking up another ball is going to be Antover, the goalie. And she'll set it up over here to kick it off from the goalie box. Little soft kick for Andy Glenn. Works it up the field. Some Parker Adams comes over to defend. They get it off now to Megan Milligan. Bloom also there. Jersey Sporer fighting for it for the Carroll Tigers. Now Sporer comes up with a steal, Casey. She's a young player, just a sophomore, but shows some really good promise. As a collision there, Parker Adams looking to kick it. Bloom coming over for the defense, and it goes out of bounds off of Bloom. It'll stay with Carroll.
Really felt like Franny probably should have kicked that upfield more.
Yep.
It seemed like Kuemper was just out of place. The spacing wasn't good, and you could see like Jersey came in and stole the ball away, and it's going to stick with, I believe, Carroll on a corner kick.
They will kick it in with Adams. It is going to be taken away by Bloom. Up now to Sierra. There's two Pudenses out on the pitch, so I'm going to try and call them by their first name. And again, jumping right in there, Chloe Jones comes up with the steal, but then it is taken away by Kaylin Pudens. She'll kick it ahead. Ordell looks to kick it in deep. That one come off the foot a little sideways. Kaylin will track it down. Now we've got a battle, and the Knights will come out of there with it. Lauren Bell kicks it ahead, but Chloe Jones again for the Carroll Tigers will get control for the Tigers. Ahead to Martinez. Martinez works it now into the feet of Sporer. Almost did a basketball one there and said the hands, but there's no hands in soccer. Paige pot off in a foot race down to the corner, and again, it's going to roll out of bounds down on that northeast corner of the field, and the Knights will throw it in over there, and it looks like Kyra Walterman looking to throw it in. They'll get it into Bell. Bell kicks it up towards midfield to Sierra Pudens, but it's going to get past her. Chloe Jones will gain control near the midfield. Taken away again by Bloom, and now Jones and Bloom collide, and Jones able to gain control.
I think we're going to get something called on Chloe, so Kuemper will get a free kick here.
And it is going to be Sierra Pudens kicking it away. Ball spotted in between the 45 and the 44. Trying to give everybody an idea of where the ball is at out on the field. There's a deep kick. That one hung up though in a wind and died at about the 10-yard line. Battle for it, and we're going to get a procedure against Kuemper that time, and now Carroll going to get a kick from around the 20 to 20.
It's going to be the dreaded the 20.
Line.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like Carroll in this first half has really controlled the pace offensively.
Yep. Battle at the midfield again. Taken by Kuemper. Bloom will pooch it ahead to Sierra. Yeah, quick goal by Kuemper 35 seconds into this one. Since then, they've had just the one shot on goal. They'll kick it deep. Amanda Wardell will run over there and kick it out. Jones and Wardell have done a nice job defensively here.
Well, and it seems like most of the time when we've talked with Coach Jorgensen that those are the two on the back line that have really played really well for the Tigers.
Escapes that time, Marin Overmall, and it's going to be kicked into the goal. And I think that was Ashlyn Foley that came and got a foot on it, KC, with the 32-30 to go, and the Knights have extended the lead to 2-0.
3 shots for Kuemper so far, 2 goals, very efficient on the offensive end, and when they haven't had it a whole bunch.
That was one where Marin Overmall came out to pick up the ball as it got into the goalie box, and it ended up going between her legs, and Ashlyn Foley able to take advantage of it and kick it in for the goal. And the Knights have a 2-0 lead. Tigers now with the ball.
That's one thing they did against Storm Lake, too. They didn't have a lot of shots. Storm Lake controlled the possession of the soccer on Friday, but took advantage of one when they had the soccer.
Knights again with it. They'll work it down onto the offensive end. Sierra tries to kick it down in deep. It'll be taken now by Jansen. Jansen over to Foley. Back to Jansen on the left side. But there is Chloe Jones again coming up with it. And now the ball going to be knocked out of bounds off of the Tigers. Knights with it. They'll kick it up into the air. Martinez will control, and then it's going to be controlled back by Lauren Bell. She'll come over to the side to Bloom. Ahead now to Sierra. Sierra runs it down midfield. Kicks it ahead. Trying to get Bloom down in the corner. Can she track it down? And she will. And then it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Bloom near the goal, and it will be Tiger ball.
She didn't have quite enough space to try to cross. She tried to cross it in front of the goal, but with the defender trailing her and they're running out of space on the sideline, wasn't quite able to get it.
Tigers will kick it in. Parker Adams with it. Will get it up across the midfield. She'll kick it in. Taken by Franny Glenn for Kuemper. Sporer comes over, but Glenn will kick it up and gets it ahead to Sierra Pudens. She'll take it off the chest. Kaylin Pudens with it now. Kaylin slides through the defender. Schwartzfeger ahead to Bloom again. Wardell will come over to defend. Bloom kicks it towards the goal on the crosser. Overmole again struggles to pick it up, but this time able to do it before Ashlyn Foley could kick it in. And it's now a 2-0, still a 2-0 lead with it being Carroll ball. Kicked out this time by the Tigers. Ahead to Sienna Becker. Off now to Kaylin for Kuemper as they gain control. Martinez battling with her. Jansen with it now for the Knights. Off to Walterman. Left-footed kick down that left sideline up into the air. Battle out there going to be won by Kuemper. It's Foley. Foley is tripped up on her kick, and Marin Overmole going to pick it up. And the lead will stay 2-0 as Overmole will clear it out for the Carroll Tigers. Header that time by Walterman. Schwartzfeger battling with her. Actually, excuse me, that is 23 Paige Potoff. Becker will throw it in now for the Tigers as it goes out of bounds. Potoff with it. Gets it on the pass. She was looking for Martinez, who comes back to take it a win from Kaylin Pudens, but Kaylin gets it back. Excuse me, Sierra. Knights will boot it ahead with Milligan. Off now to Bloom. Schwartzfeger with the defense. Kicks it in. Taken away by Chloe Jones for the Tigers. 29-20 left here in this first half of play. 2-0 right now in favor of Kuemper. Tigers will gain control with Schwartzfeger. She'll work it up the left side. Martinez with it now for the Tigers. Tigers really haven't gotten any looks. They haven't gotten deep into Kuemper territory. Got to give that Kuemper defense a lot of credit here tonight. That defense has been pretty sturdy most of the season.
Well, I think it's just mishits right now. I mean, you look like Carroll, they're struggling to control the ball. It seems like as soon as they gets to him, it hits off of somebody and then it rolls 5 yards. And that's giving Kuemper a chance to come up and take the ball away.
Potoff battling now with Glenn. It's going to be kicked ahead by Glenn off to Bloom. Now Adams over to Schwartzfeger. Jersey Sporer with it taken away on the overpass that time by Glenn. Ahead to Sierra Pudens. Sierra with it battling with Jones trying to get the sideline. Does. Chloe tries to slide and take it away, but Sierra remains in control. Kicks it ahead. Foley trying to track it down. And we're going to get it offside. It's going to go against the Kuemper Knights.
Seems like Kuemper, the second half of this first half, has really controlled the possession. I think that second goal gave this young offense a lot of trying to think of the word, but confidence. Yes. There we go.
And they've been a team this year that can get the ball down on their end. It's just learning shots, I think, at the varsity level. Sporer again with it, takes it away from Kaylin Pudens, but Walterman will take the pass now for Kuemper. Kicks it ahead. Isaiah Martinez with it now. And Martinez with it. Works it over to the sideline. Kyra Walterman with it. Walterman will let it go out of bounds, and now the Knights are going to throw it in. So Kuemper with the ball. 27-20 left here in this first half of play. 2-0 Kuemper with the lead. Jeff Blankman, Casey Miners with you again here. CB Sports Network YouTube channel. We'll be bringing you the boys contest after this. Throw in that time for the Knights. They're battling for it over on the far side. Coming out of there with it for Kuemper is going to be Taylor Bell. Off now to Sierra Pudence. Pudence trying to get everybody into position. Moves Yetmar over to the side. And now kicks it back behind her to Bell. Lauren with it off to Kaylin. Back over to Sierra. Sierra defended nicely that time by Schwartzfeger. And now taken away. Martinez off to Parker Adams. Adams with it. Up the sideline. Adams that time in Yetmar with the collision. Adams wins that battle and takes it down the left sideline. Working against Milligan. Now does the cross. That one behind Sporer, but Potoff will track it down over on the right side. Potoff with it. Crosser, that's going to get in front of the net. Tigers had a chance there, but Parker Adams, Casey, was working towards her right, so she was moving forward, going towards the east, and that's where the ball ended up going. It was tough for her to get her body turned and be able to get that one into the net, but had a wide open net to shoot at that time.
She did it, just couldn't quite get herself set enough, fast enough to get that shot off.
That was a nice play, though, by the Tigers. Knights looking to control it now. They'll work it with Lauren Bell over on the side. Bell with it will kick it ahead. Coming up to kick it back in that time is the Tigers. And it is going to go out of bounds. It'll be Kuemper ball with 25-26 to go in the first half, 2-0. Kuemper. Emma Bernholtz doing a nice job over there on the far side defensively right now for Carroll. Tigers trying to work it in, but the Knights will get control. Working it out of there is Yetmar. Knights do a nice job, Casey, of controlling the ball and kind of knowing where they want to pass. As the ball does go out of bounds, Jones will throw it in. Yetmar on the kick, and now the Tigers are with it. And a Steinkamp controlling it. They'll get it over now to Kaylin Pudence, working again against Martinez. She'll kick it in deep. It's a foot race, and Amanda Wardell, who runs well, will track it down. Does try to clear it out of bounds and is able to do so.
Yeah, going back off your point, it just seems like Kuemper knows where their passes are going before they get to that player, and that's what makes a really good soccer team. If you can spread the team out, know where your teammates are at.
Yeah, like a lot of sports, spacing in soccer is as important as it is. It's Sierra Pudence with the crosser, but nobody there for Kuemper to kick that one in. It's going to go across the field and out of bounds. Tigers will throw it in as Bernholtz gets over on the side to throw it in. Or throw up into the wind. It'll be picked up by Potoff, who's battling with it now. And Kuemper going to gain control. They'll kick it into Sierra. That comes off her. Asa Martinez will control it for the Tigers, but it's going to be taken away by Lauren Bell. Bell's done a nice job at that midfield area and in here so far tonight for Kuemper. Chloe Jones with some good defense. Steals it away from Sierra Pudence. Clears it out, but the Knights will maintain control. Franny Glenn now going to kick it in deep. Gets it into Sierra. It's off of her to Lauren Bell. She gets one up into the wind. Marin Overmore will come out of the goalie box, and she'll track it down and will make the catch for the Tigers. Give Carroll some credit. That early goal, KC, could have kind of started a landslide here, but they have really settled in and have played much better as Parker Adams now trying to get out in front of the back. She'll track that one down. It's got a couple of defenders running along with her, trying to get the cross. We'll cross it in the middle. It's kicked by Kuemper, but not out, and now there is a shot on goal, and Addie Entover with the diving save off of the attempt that time for the Tigers.
I didn't quite see who shot it, but a nice save by Addie Antover. That's a mouthful.
It is. Yeah.
She went deflected off a Kuemper player right into the Carroll.
I think that's Steinkamp, but I will be honest, I cannot tell if it's either Kaysen Stipe is 16 or Steinkamp 18. I can't read the jersey well enough from up here. Sienna Becker working it over on the side now for Carroll. It's going to go out of bounds off of her. It will be Kuemper ball. I need to bring my binocs tonight.
Yeah,
I forgot how tough it is to see.
You got glasses on. You tell me that doesn't help you enough?
No, it does not at my age.
I think it looks like 18. I think it's Steinkamp.
Steinkamp. That's what I was thinking as well. Yep, now that she's a little closer to midfield. Knights Tigers will clear it again. Parker Adams kicks it over to Steinkamp. Steinkamp will work it down the side. Gets past Yetmar, takes it down into the corner, looking for the cross. Yetmar does a nice job of fighting the ball clear. It's going to go out of bounds off of Yetmar. Steinkamp will throw in. Now get it in to Jersey Sporer. Sporer with it. Knights will look to double team her. Sporer trying to figure out where to get it. Now gets it over to Steinkamp in the corner. Steinkamp gets the cross. It'll be kicked up into the air that time by Milligan. But Milligan unable to clear, and Steinkamp will let it roll out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers at 21-30 remaining here in the half. And now Kaylin Pudens comes in, takes it away from Sporer. She's trying to work it up the sideline, gets it off to Yetmar. Yetmar will work it up. Chloe Jones jumps in there, nearly comes up with the steal. Now Wardell comes up, tries to take it away, and able to do so, but it's going to be kicked back to Lauren Bell. Now she's going to kick one deep. It'll be a foot race, and the Carroll Tigers are going to win that foot race. Nice hustle that time by Stipa, and she'll kick it out of bounds, and the Knights will have it with the throw-in over on the far side. Tigers defender slipped down that time. Knights able to gain control on the throw-in. Lauren Bell with it near midfield, defended out there by Becker, now kicked out by Steinkamp. It'll be a header off of Glenn near midfield. And the ball going to bounce on nearly off the pitch. It will go out of bounds, and it's going to be Carroll Tiger ball. Still 2-0 Kuemper. Tigers looking to throw in on the side with Becker. It's going to be taken away by Kaylin Pudens. Now stolen away by Martinez. Knights looking to work it down in. Carroll's got 4 back, 5 actually back defensively. Now there's a kick in. It's a foot race. The Knights are going to win that foot race, but Marin Overmore comes out and does a great job to get out there. Casey attacked the Kuemper player that time and closed that gap. And when they went to get the shot, it was knocked away that time by Overmore.
She did a nice job realizing that her defense wasn't going to get there, so she had to come out and defend the ball herself.
And that was Taylor Bell who took that shot for Carroll. The throw in now for the Knights. Going to be cleared out by the Tigers. Parker Adams will have it on the far side. She'll try to work it up that sideline. Gets it down across the midfield. Takes it down the pitch. And the pass going to be stolen away by Kuemper, but Adams nearly came back up with control. It'll be kicked out of bounds now by the Knights, and the Tigers will have a throw-in over on the far side. Getting some subs coming in. Bloom coming in. Schwartzfeger coming in. Also checking back in was Walterman. And Claire Jansen checking back in for the Knights as well. So both teams making some substitutions. Kuemper actually bringing in 4 players. It's kind of like a hockey line change.
It's kind of what I've seen for so far the Knights this year. When they substitution, they bring in 4 or 5 players at a time, get some fresh legs out there.
Lauren Bell kicks it ahead. It's going to be Ashley Foley trying to track it down, but Wardell again there defensively. Such a good athlete. I know Coach Jorgensen really happy to have her on that backside defensively this year.
She talks about her a lot.
She does, yes. And rightfully so. She's not afraid to be aggressive, smart player, athletic. Foley with it now for the Knights, off to Sierra. They'll kick it in with Lauren Bell. That ball hung up in the wind, and the Tigers will clear it out. It'll be taken up by Parker Adams near midfield. Adams on the run, but Lauren Bell hustles back, kicks it off to Glenn on the steal. Glenn will clear it ahead. Sienna Becker now going to track it down for the Carroll Tigers. Becker going to get it up across midfield. Works it up the far sideline, which is the right sideline. Again, the Tigers going right to left. Knights left to right here in this first half. Ball kicked up into the air by Kuemper as they try to kick one deep. That's going to go out of bounds off of the Tigers. That's off of Stipa. And it will be night ball. Again, Milligan going to check back in now for Kuemper. She'll check in for Franny Glenn. I think this is the first time I've seen Glenn come out. Destiny Schaefer going to check in as well for the Tigers. Clock running here, 7:28 to go in the first half. Ball out of bounds to the Tigers over on the far side. Sienna Becker again going to throw it in. We've got a sub coming in, and Becker, who was going to throw it in, not going to throw it in now.
I think she might be leaving the field.
Yeah. Coming in. Yep. Destiny Schaefer going to throw it in because she's coming in for Becker. They will get it in, but the ball taken away that time up by the Knights. Coming out of there with it, Sierra Pudens. Sierra now battling over on the far side. And it's going to be Kuemper gaining control. They'll come into the middle. Coming out of there with it is Bloom. Bloom on the run. And there is Amanda Wardell again coming over right before Bloom wanted to take that shot, Casey. And she was able to steal that one away. Good timing that time by Wardell.
She's been the most aggressive defender so far in this game for the Carroll.
Knights with the throw in. Ashley Foley gets it down to the corner. Now off to Bloom. Taken away again by Wardell. But Bloom will gain control of it. Gets it kicked out now to Lauren Bell. Bell will cross it. Tigers almost had a shot at stealing it away, but the kick towards the goal going to be picked up by Marin Overmall. Taylor Bell didn't get a lot on that one, but got a shot towards goal, and Marin Overmall with another save. Casey, I know you're keeping unofficial stats there.
Trying to.
How many saves right now?
I got four for Marin.
Now Addie Intover will come out of goal. She'll pick one up far over on the left side, but we're going to have a throw in by Kuemper over on that side. I'll work it ahead. Claire Jansen trying to work it. And the ball going to be kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Jansen. So the Tigers again will throw it in over on the far side. Potoff trying to work it. Defended out there by Jansen. And now the ball stolen away by Kuemper. Jansen gets it ahead to Sierra Pudens. Sierra working against Martinez. Tries to get it ahead. Gets it off now to Bloom. Good footwork. Gets her around Schwartzfeger. The kick in. That's going to spin in. And Wardell. We got an offside before anybody could get to that one. So I missed that call right away. Now, the Knights had the ball that time. It was going to be a foot race. I think Wardell was going to win that foot race. But otherwise we could have had a one-on-one with the goalie.
Kuemper's been very efficient so far with their shots. Only 4 shots on 2 goals. Carroll's got 2 shots so far. I mean, it seems like Kuemper, since that 20-minute point really hit in this first half, that they've really controlled the ball offensively.
Throw in again, taken away by Sierra Pudens. Pudens with it now off to Bloom up the right side, taken away by Jones, but off to Foley. Foley kicks it cross, looking for Jansen. That's going to be taken out of there by the Tigers, but Jansen now will steal it away. Gets it off to Bell, trying to get back to Jansen. It'll be cleared out by Stipa for Carroll. Taken back in it to Bell for Kuemper. Martinez looking to fend. They'll try to kick it in. Chloe Jones comes out, takes it away from Foley, but Sierra Pudens there to gather it in for the Knights. Wardell now will kick it away. Foley over to Jansen on the left side. Claire trying to track that one down, but it'll go out of bounds off to the Tigers.
Ashland hit it a little too hard. Claire unable to track it down there.
Macy Kennebeck, I think, over there on that far side. And again, folks, I apologize. My eyesight not as good as it used to be. You forget how far away they are sometimes. When you're walking down on the track, they seem so close.
Yeah, it's not like when we're up here for football.
Yeah. Jansen with it now off to Kaylin. Kaylin down the left side, tries to kick it in, gets it down inside. Now there's a battle with her and Becker. It's going to go out of bounds off of the Tigers. It's going to be Kuemper ball. They'll throw it in down in the corner. Foley with it off the throw from Kaylin. Off to Jansen. Jansen looks to cross, nearly taken away by Martinez, but there's another shot on goal by Sierra Pudens. That one up over the top of the goal and out of bounds. And the Tigers will hold again as Kuemper bringing in some substitutions again. Lily Kaspabauer checking in for Annie Glenn going to check in. Bell will check out, as will Milligan. And you got to wonder, with the depth that Kuemper's used here so far, will that have an impact on Carroll here in the second half?
And I think it's kind of already had a little bit of an impact right now. You've seen Kuemper kind of control the ball here most of this second half, or the second half of this first half.
We've got a stop out here. The clock continues to run as it does in soccer. And they're going to have the. Is it going to be? I think they're throwing it back to the goalie, Casey.
It looks like.
And Stipa might kick it in.
Yeah.
Yep. So not Overmall, but Stipa going to kick it in. She'll kick it in. It's off of Sierra Pudens, controlled by Wardell. And now we get a collision between Pudence and Wardell. Wardell goes down, and the Tigers will get the ball, and Stipe again going to kick it away from around the 18-19, right around the 19-yard line. Well, there's a deep one, taken that time by Parker Adams, but it's off of her to Sierra Pudence. Pudence with it, kicks it back behind her. Kaspabauer now trying to work, but taken away by Adams. Kyra Walterman comes up to get the loose ball. Chloe Jones, though, defends that pass. But the Knights will gain control with Bloom off to Kaylin Pudence. Then to Bloom, and now taken away by Wardell. Knights will throw it in. Again, Lily Kaspabauer throws it in. It is taken that time by Wardell down on the sidelines for the Tigers. Tigers get it up to Sienna Becker. Kaspabauer comes over to defend. Now they work it ahead. It's going to be a break for the Tigers as Paige Potoff works it up the right side, gets it down inside. Shot on goal, going to be defended nicely that time by Antover. And that one, Addie did a nice job of sliding over and taking away the angle and caught that one cleanly in the air. She'll kick it out. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Still 2-0 in favor of Kuemper. They scored at the 39-35 mark and the 32-30 mark here in the first half. Ashlyn Foley tries to kick it in. Foot race. Kaylin Pudence going to win it for Kuemper. She'll kick it ahead. Chloe Jones trying to defend along with Stipe. They'll get it back to Jansen. Floats one up over the goalie, and it's going to go in. And Claire Jansen will extend the Kuemper lead to 3-0 with 10:37 remaining here in this first half of play. Nice job that time by Claire Jansen off with a good pass. She got it up into that wind.
The wind helped her a little bit.
And it just sailed over Overmall, who I think she anticipated that ball coming at her a little harder, but then it just kind of got up into that wind and floated.
It seemed like she was a little in front of probably where she needed it to be.
Yep.
So it helped with the ball. You know, when it got in the wind, it floated over Overmall into the back right side of the goal.
Martinez with it now, kicks it ahead. It'll be taken by Yetmar up to Sierra Pudence. Pudence with it. Off to Kaylin, back to Sierra. Nice footwork that time by Pudence, and they get a break. Foley one-on-one right now with Overmall, but again, an offside's going to be called against Kuemper.
I like the aggressiveness,
I
but
do too.
the third offsides call that they've had, and I'm assuming that's something Coach Vaughn will talk about at halftime.
Yeah, and on that one there, Casey, if they wouldn't have gotten offsides, they had actually three girls that were tracking that ball down. It could have been a 3-on-1. Schwartzfeger will clear it. Gets it off to Adams. Taken away, though, by the Knights. That's Kaspabauer. Off to Sierra, now to Kaylin. Taken away by Martinez for Carroll, but Kaylin regathers control. We're under 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. Chloe Jones working it now for the Tigers. It's going to be kicked in, though. Foley out on the break. Trying to get back into the play. Stipe with a nice defense, but I think she's going to be called for tripping.
And this
Ashlyn
might
Foley going to get, I think, a shot here.
I think it might be a free kick or a PK.
And it won't be fully taken, and it looks like they're going to have
You can
Sierra
have anybody
Pudence.
kick those.
So Sierra Pudence going to get the free kick. And now the official telling everybody to back up a little bit. Prudence looks right, and a great
nice save
job by Overmall on the save. It goes off the crossbar, and the Tigers will be able to. Actually, the Knights going to be able to throw it in over on the side. Great stop that time on a 1-on-1 from Marin Overmall, who continues to play well in goal for Carroll.
It's going to end up being a corner kick.
Yep. They'll kick it in. And actually tracking that one down is going to be Jersey Spore for Carroll, and she'll clear it out. And Franny Glenn going to track it down for the Knights. 8:25 remaining here in this first half of play. Jeff Blankman, Casey Miners with you. Our first ever video broadcast of soccer.
Hopefully get one another year.
Yes. It'll be something we'll look to do a little bit more of. With 46 spring sports teams, it's going to be difficult to do it on a regular basis, but we will try to bring some.
I think we're going to potentially try to do ESAC and Carroll when ESAC gets up here.
Yep, that'll be this Thursday, depending on weather and KC will get the pleasure of doing that one. I will not be around that evening. So thank you for stepping up on that one. You actually get to listen to somebody that knows soccer do play-by-play.
I wouldn't say that.
Walterman working it for the Knights, kicks it in. Stipa will control it for the Tigers, gets it up into the air and now clears it out. Taken away by Franny Glenn, but she'll lose it out of bounds. It'll stay with Carroll on their side of the pitch. 7:20 to go. Subs from both teams. Gabby Oberding checking in. Steinkamp will check back in for Carroll. Lauren Bell comes back in, along with Taylor Bell for the Kuemper Knights. Martinez will check out, along with Emma Bernholtz for the Carroll Tigers. Tigers trying to get it in, but that Knight defense again pretty stingy. And the Tigers will lose it out of bounds, and Yetmar will get it off to Walterman, and Walterman will look to throw it in. They look ahead for Sierra. It's off of Sierra, off to Kaylin. And now taken away nicely by Steinkamp, but cleared back to Walterman, who clears it ahead, but that is going to sail out of bounds out onto the track, and it will stay with the Carroll Tigers as Chloe Jones will throw it in from around midfield. Now throw it in, Schwartzfeger with it. Nearly taken away by the Knights, but good footwork that time by Schwartzfeger. If she keeps control, now looks to cross. It's going to be kicked out of there by Milligan for Kuemper, tracked down by Becker for Carroll. Becker up the right sideline. Looks to squeeze one in, got by Milligan, but Antover is just going to let it roll out of bounds. It was about 20 feet wide of the goal, so not a shot on goal. And Kuemper will clear it out of there with a kick, and it's going to be Franny Glenn, who does a really nice job of clearing that ball.
She's got a strong leg.
She does. Looks like she could be a field goal kicker. Kaylin Pudence with it. Gets it up across midfield. And now we've got a foot race. Taylor Bell with it. But great hustle by the Tigers defensively. But Bell able to get it. Now gets it off to Sierra Pudence. She's looking to score one-on-one off of Overmo with another nice stop. It'll bounce out. And it'll be Chloe Jones clearing it. But taking it out of there is Yetmar. Back over to Kaylin on the right side. Kaylin with it. And again, we're going to have Kaylin taking it down to the corner. She got around Jones. Wardell comes over. And again, Amanda Wardell does a nice job for the Carroll Tigers of clearing that one out of bounds.
She does a nice job of knowing where she needs to be. It seems like most of the time when it's on this close sideline and Chloe has to step up, Amanda's right there in case the ball gets past her to kick it out or send it upfield.
Yetmar again trying to work that sideline, looking for the cross. It's going to go out of bounds off of Stipa. It'll stay with the Knights. Now corner kick again from the right side. It looks like Sierra Pudence walking her way down there to do the corner kick. Takes a look back at the official over on the side real quick, and now gets set. There's the kick, the cross. Going to be kicked up into the air, and Carroll will clear it with Parker Adams ahead now to Jersey Spohr. Spohr looking to work it up. Lauren Bell trying to track her down from behind. Spohr will clear it up towards Potoff. It's going to be taken away by Glenn. Spohr tried to get it back, but Glenn's going to kick it over towards the sideline. Claire Jansen hustling for it. She'll kick it back in, and Lauren Bell will get it ahead now to Kaylin. Off to Jansen, to Taylor Bell. Bell with it up the left side. Nice pass inside to Pudence, who clears it in. Taylor Bell trying to track it down, but again, taken away by Chloe Jones. Foot race. Gabby Oberding will win it for the Carroll Tigers and clear it out of bounds. 3:35 remaining here in the first half. Throw 3-0 Kuemper with the lead. They get it into Kaylin. There's one up into the air, and that's going to be caught from by Marin Overmall. And the Tigers will clear it out again with Marin on the free kick. Parker Adams with it at around the 42-yard line. And I know there's not a 42-yard line on the football field, but I'm trying to describe to the people where they're at on the field. Give them the visual. I should say on the pitch, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Ball going to be kicked out of bounds. It'll be Kuemper ball with 2:55. If you're Kuemper right now, Casey, what do you got to do to be able to maybe try and extend this lead? If you're Carroll, how do you close out this half, gaining some momentum?
I think if you're Carroll, you just need to keep the ball in front of you. It seems like sometimes when the ball does come in after a throw or after a free kick, it hits off of them and then gets right back into Kuemper. Kuemper, stay doing what you're doing. You've been aggressive on offense. Your spacing has been good here in the first half. So if you can kind of just spread that Tiger defense out, it seems like sometimes they struggle that, and in that middle or on this is the close sideline with Jones and Wardell. Maybe you try to attack the other side.
Kaylin Putin's working it up that left side. Gabby Oberning will clear it out for Carroll. Parker Adams comes up to get it. Battle out there. Mia Milligan, who has checked into the game for the Knights, will get it ahead and out of Bell. Bell cleared out again by Oberning. Over to Sporer for the Tigers. Jersey will work it up across the 30. Takes it down that right side. Trying to work down. Got Lauren Bell running along with her. Cross is blocked. Taken out of there by Bell. Now a shot on goal, and Antover with a nice save. Pretty good shot on goal that time for the Tigers, but another nice save from Addie Antover, showing her athleticism. And the Tigers got a nice shot that time. Anna Steinkamp got a pretty good boot on that one.
Had 2 shots for her here in the first half.
Carroll with the corner kick, headed out of there that time by the Knights. That was Mia Milligan. And now, thought I heard a whistle, but I didn't. We're going to get a shot on goal that's going to go up over the top of the goal. And it will be Kuemper Knight ball.
I think that was Martinez on the shot. I wasn't quite sure
Isaiah. Yep, I think it was Isaiah. Sorry, I was switching from one window here to the other window and kind of got blocked on that a little bit.
Carroll being aggressive like you want to do. You want to get a goal going into the halftime.
Yeah, you want to gain some momentum here. They do get it into the middle to Sporer. She works it down to Potoff. Potoff's shot is blocked. And now we've got some good physical play out there. And, of course, that draws the ire of the fans.
Yeah.
Soccer's more physical than people realize. Right?
I always played physical.
Yep. 20 seconds. Kuemper going to kick it in. There's the kick. It's up ahead. Worked ahead now by Taylor Bell. Wardell tries to track it down, kicks it out of, nope, doesn't quite get it out of bounds. Gabby Oberning, though, trying to get it out of bounds and can't quite get it out of bounds. Bell working with Oberning, and that is going to do it for the first half here tonight. Kuemper will take a 3-0 lead into the halftime. Casey and I are going to take a break. We'll come back and recap this first half when we come back after this on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
From puttings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
Area high school students have several college courses available to them at the DMAC Carroll campus and the Templeton Regional Center. The courses and books are available to students at no cost. High school students, contact your high school counselor today to talk about how DMAC college credits can be a part of your high school plan.
It's really nice to be able to get college credits to maybe go further degree or just use your auto program to go into the workforce right away.
DePaco Credit Union strengthens your well-being. builds strong communities. Because when our members love life, it makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
Could not have done it by myself.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
And welcome back here to the Carroll Athletic Stadium. Jeff Blankman, Casey Miners with you here tonight. Some Carroll and Kuemper soccer. We've got a doubleheader for you, of course. Girls game going on right now. Kuemper leading it 3-0 as they scored at the 39-35 mark with Sierra Pudens kicking one in. Then Ashlyn Foley made it 2-0 Knights at the 32-30 mark, and Claire Jansen extended that lead to 3-0 with 10:37 remaining here. Casey, thoughts? Let's start offensively first for Kuemper. What have you seen from them? How have they been able to work themselves into getting these 3 goals?
I think they've been very efficient on offense. They had 8 shots. I know I missed a couple, so it's probably a little more, probably close to 10 or 11. But I think they've been very efficient. You look at potentially 8 to 10 shots, you've scored 3 goals. So I think that's efficient on the offensive end, and especially you want to look at it efficient. Marin Overmole's got unofficially 6 saves there in that first half. So, potentially 8 of those shots, only 2 of them have been off the frame of the goal. So they're right there. Kuemper's been very good offensively.
Let's start with Marin Overmole defensively, having to face that Kuemper defense. Even though you said Kemper's been efficient, I think she's done a nice job in goal tonight. Now, you mentioned it a couple of times, Amanda Wardell, Chloe Jones, very aggressive out there defensively for Carroll.
I agree. I don't know what much to say than we've said, but I think Marin's done a nice job in goal all year. I think that's been the strength of this Carroll team. Their defense has been really well for them, and I mentioned in the first half, it seems like when they're coming down this close sideline, when Chloe on the defensive end comes and pressures the ball, Amanda's right behind her, closing that gap so nobody can get by, and she's done a nice job if the offensive player does get past Chloe. And even Marin, and she had the PK, she recorded the save at another one-on-one. Kuemper had a one-on-one with her. She recorded the save, so she's done a very nice job back there in goal.
What have you seen from this young Kuemper offense? They've gotten 3 goals, you said, efficient. The Carroll offense. We haven't talked about the Carroll offense. What have you seen from Carroll offensively here in the first half?
They've taken advantage of the defenders kicking the ball up. I feel like sometimes when, whether it's Stipa or Wardell or Oberding maybe kicking it up on the defensive line for the Tigers, it seems like they get it right, around the 40 and the 50, and they're able to go for a little bit, kind of can see where they're at on offense, and you make that pass. And I feel like Parker Adams on this close sideline, she's running the left wing, I believe, for the Tigers, and she's done a nice job of crossing it or even being in, switching places. If somebody else is bringing it up, she goes towards the middle of the field and does a good job of making herself open for that shot. Right now, Carroll has got Steinkamp leads him with 2 shots so far there in the first half. Otherwise, Amanda or Parker Adams has added 1. Isaiah Martinez with 1, and then Paige Potoff with 1. So very balanced on offense between their shots. They're kind of, I wouldn't say purposely just letting other people make the shots, but they're having a nice job of keeping that Kuemper defense off guard. Carroll likes to take a lot of their shots on the left side, the middle, or the right. Well, they're kind of spreading the ball out, and you don't know where that shot's going to come from.
For Kuemper defensively, Addie Entover, her 3rd straight start in goal, has done a nice job, hasn't given up any goals. the defense in front of her. Franny Glenn, Lauren Bell, those seem to be two names we've said a lot, but I've also said Milligan quite a bit here defensively. They've had some other players. What have you seen from them in goal, and what has Addie done well, and what has it benefited, and what have the veteran players in like a Franny Glenn and a Lauren Bell done so well in front of her?
Well, I think we talked about it before we came on that it's going to be nice for Addie to have that veteran group back there that helps her out, but she had a diving stave on one of them. Also had a nice one where she caught it. 3 saves for her unofficially in that first half, so did a nice job. She's had 3 in the first 2 games. I kind of figured tonight, with it being a rivalry, she's going to face more shots on the defensive end. So, and she's done a nice job. Only a freshman, having to take some time because Brianna Whitrock's hurt, so she's done a good job in the goal. And I think the Kuemper defense has really helped with that, taking the pressure off of her because they're always kind of in place and don't really let Carroll get those free one-on-one shots like we saw on the opposite end a little bit.
Adjustments for either team. Kuemper probably, I'm assuming, just keep doing what you're doing. For Carroll, is it getting a little bit more space and doing maybe a better job of clearing the ball out when you get those chances?
I wouldn't really say Carroll hasn't played bad and they need to adjust anything. It just seems like they haven't really gotten those opportunities to go in. And if you're a coach, Steph's probably saying, hey, we've had 5+ shots here in the first half. Eventually one's going to go in if we keep doing what we need to do on offense. And in Kuemper, as you mentioned, just keep doing what you're doing. They did a nice job of spacing Carroll out on the offensive end, so it could be worse than what it is. Kuemper, I feel like, their passes have been more crisp, but then they've done a good job of spreading Carroll out. So it's probably see a lot of that same stuff here in the second half.
Well, the sun has peaked out just a little bit, but the wind has not died down yet here tonight as we get set for the second half here tonight. Carroll Tigers will have the ball to start the second half.
And I didn't really think the wind really affected each team, and never gave each team an advantage in that first half.
Isaiah Martinez will control it for the Tigers. I'll work it up to Sienna Becker now on the right side. She'll try to clear it down, taken away by Kaylin Pudens. Off to Sierra. Off now to Lauren Bell. Back over to Kaylin. Kaylin and Sierra seem to have a little connection out there, Casey.
I would imagine that they've been playing soccer for a very long time together.
And now the ball kicked it deep by Claire Jansen. It'll be tracked down by Chloe Jones for the Carroll Tigers. Jones fakes like she's going to kick it and then does kick. It comes over on the sideline, a short figure, back off to Jones, taken away now, though, by Sierra, and her kick is taken in by Marin Overmall. Another save for Overmall, but an early attempt on goal for Kuemper here in the second half.
We saw it in the first half as well. Kuemper scored 30-some seconds right into the first half, so they tried to do it again.
Actually, 25
seconds.
Yes, at the 39-35 mark. Knights will clear it in again. Jones will clear it out for the Tigers. Ball bounding over towards that far sideline. It'll go out of bounds. Milligan will let it go out and then picks up the ball that's laying over there. Milligan will throw it into Kaylin. Kaylin with it. Trying to work it in. Kicks it in towards the goal. Overmore will come out and slides on top of it as Ashlyn Foley was heading towards the ball. So good job again by Marin Overmore. Overmore will clear it out. And Lauren Bell kicks it back in for the Knights. Stipa trying to clear it out now for the Tigers. And I missed a call down here on our left. Casey, did you by chance see
No,
the
I didn't. I
official?
didn't see it.
I don't
But
know
whatever
if
it
somebody
was,
got it with a hand or something.
I don't know. Whatever it was, Carroll's going to get a free kick. So.
Yeah, Carroll will kick it out. Get it ahead. Parker Adams will gather it in. Now works it to Potoff, who wasn't looking, so Lauren Bell will clear it out for the Knights. Back to Jones. Jones over to the left side, stolen away, though, by Bloom. Bloom will boot it ahead. Foot race. It's going to be taken in by Puden. She's got great speed. Gets ahead of Wardell. Wardell, though, tracks her down. The shot on goal is going to go in. Sierra Pudens with a really nice goal off the right side, and the Kuemper Knights have extended that lead. Her second goal of the night, 37-54 remaining at it, and Kuemper leads it now 4-0. And that time it was just speed by Sierra once she got cleared, and then a good angle shot up into the corner of the goal.
You know, when she played basketball, you couldn't really see the speed out there because the court's so confined and you're so close with everybody. But out here you have so much space, and you really saw that speed that she has because she took it and it just blew by the Carroll defense.
Yeah, and Wardell runs really well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the speed that Pudens has. Knights with the ball as they take it away again. Kaylin Pudens with it. Will work it up across. Gets it into Foley. Foley will kick it in. Now tries to clear it in, and we're going to have contact with Jones, and then Foley going to go down. And we're going to get...
I think it's going to be a free kick for Kuemper.
I think we're going to get a penalty against the Carroll Tigers there.
Yeah, I think I don't. The refs got to call that because two girls fell to the ground, but I felt like Foley kind of just was going for the ball and tripped over Jones as Jones was on the ground.
Franny Glenn going to take that for a kick. Excuse me. And there is the kick. It'll be blocked by that front wall for the Tigers. They'll clear it out. Now Milligan will clear it back in for Kuemper. Over to Bloom down that right side. Bloom will kick it towards the goal, and beautiful pass, but unable to get it in that time was Foley. Now a high kick that time from Jansen off of the crossbar. And the Kuemper Knights will gather control of it again. Kaylin Pudens kicks it in, blocked by Wardell. And it's going to go out of bounds off to the Carroll Tigers. I thought Kuemper had it on that first attempt.
We're almost 4 minutes into the second half, and Kuemper's already put up 4 shots. So it's almost 4 shots a minute. Carroll's defense has got to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, and even though the wind is going cross, I think it's a little more out of the south here today. So I think they're benefiting a little bit and taking advantage of having just a little bit of that wind at their back here in the second half. Lauren Bell again controls it. Gets it into Kaylin. Kicked out of there that time by the Tigers. Sienna Becker working for it, and we're going to get a touch that time. A hand call going to go against
the Knights. Yep.
So Marin Overmole will kick it out. Kicks it over here on the side. Working the ball up for the Tigers is Bernholtz, and then it's going to be kicked out of bounds. Bernholtz will now throw it in for the Tigers. Hold on here. She just slightly kicks it up. Maybe Becker going to throw it in. That's going to be the case. We have a substitution coming in as well, as Bernholtz checks back in.
Yeah, Schwartfigure
will check out for Carroll. They try to find Spore. Does a nice job of saving it over on the sideline. Back to Becker. Kicks up towards the midfield line. Taken out of there by the Knights. That was Bloom. She's done a nice job. Doesn't get a lot of shots, but really does a nice job kind of getting them into their offense at times, Casey.
That's kind of what you want from a person that plays in the middle of the field. You want to distribute the ball to your scores. It's kind of like the way it works in basketball. It's just kind of the point guard out there.
Spore trying to kick one deep, taken away by Bell, but the Tigers regain control. They'll take it deep. Ball going to be booted out of bounds. The last touched by the Knights, and it's going to be Tiger ball. So Carroll will throw it in. They get it in again to Bernholtz. Out to Jones, kicks it in deep, headed out by the Knights. Battle over on the sideline. That's going to go out of bounds off of Bloom. Kuemper with control. Foley up that right side. They'll get it into the middle again to Sierra Pudens. Pudens with it. Taken away by Stipa for Carroll. She's trying to control it. Gets it off now to Wardell. Wardell will clear it ahead. Martinez tried to work it out, but taken away again by Bloom. Off to Wardell. Now stolen away by Ashlyn Foley. Shot on the goal. Knocked again away by Marin Overmole.
Overall does a nice job there. And, Foley got past the middle defender, was able to get a shot, and Marin knocked it off.
And don't forget, Casey and I will have recap stories and results from all of our area sports tonight. And we'll get all those typed up on the Brinks Exterior Sports Report coming up at sports.1380kcim.com. 33-20 left here as the Knights another shot on goal. And again, Marin Overmole right there to tip it up into the air to herself and then come up with the catch. And the Tigers stay down 4-0. High ball up into the wind. Jersey Sport trying to track it down, but it'll go out of bounds right over by the Carroll bench. Kyra Walterman will throw it in for the Knights. Gets it into Foley. Foley, nice steal that time by Sienna Becker. Came out aggressive on that one. And the ball going to be booted out of bounds. It will be a Kuemper ball. Actually, Carroll ball.
Kuemper's really controlled the second half. I don't know if it's whether the substitutions that Kuemper had. We talked about Kuemper, deploys more people out there than what Carroll does. You don't know if they're getting tired or if it's maybe the wind helping them.
Lauren Bell again with it off to Kaylin Pudens. Kaylin with it across midfield. Kaylin over to the right side. Jansen tracking it down. She'll work her way down the left side. Ball taken away and kicked out of bounds that time up by the Tigers' Bernholtz. I think Kuemper just came out more aggressive. I think here in the last minute or so you've seen the intensity pick up a little bit for the Carroll Tigers. Sporer with it. Sporer trying to work it around, gets around Walterman, and it's going to be taken away. Jansen does a nice job, kicks that one out of bounds. It'll stay with Carroll. Becker to throw in, trying to find Martinez, but stolen away by Kaylin. Off now to Foley. Foley has it taken away, but it ends up ricocheting over into the hands of Sierra off to Kaylin. Kaylin works it down the left side with some really good ball work, and then taken away again by Becker. Becker has the ball knocked out of bounds as her and Kaylin Pudens collide, and it's going to be Carroll ball. So Becker will throw it in. 31-20 left in this one. 4-0 Kuemper with the lead. Anna Becker clears it ahead, but Lauren Bell right there to take it away. Kicks it in towards, and Overmole will let that one, about 10 feet wide to the right of the goal, just roll out of bounds, and it's going to be Carroll ball. Sun's starting to peek out just a little bit, but still plenty of clouds in the sky. I don't even know if I'd call this partly sunny yet.
I was kind of afraid when I was pulling in today that it seemed like it might rain a little bit.
I was down on the sideline during the JV game, and it sprinkled a couple of times, and some of the girls said, "Is it supposed to rain?" And I said, like, less than a 5% chance. And they were afraid they were going to melt if it started. So let's just say they were having some fun with that. Tigers clear it ahead. Nice pass that time by Adams up to Jersey Sporer. Sporer working her way down. Good defense out there by Gabby running, and the Knights will come away with the steal as Walterman will working up the pitch for Kuemper. Ahead now to Foley. Foley off to Jansen. Jansen thought that one was going to go over to the side.
Yeah, well, Jansen, I think, was calling for McKenna to come go get it, and he was unable to.
Yeah, I don't think it got as far as Jansen thought it was going to. And now it's kicked ahead by Bloom, or Dell again using that speed to track it down. We'll kick it out of bounds, and it will be Kuemper ball over on the far side. 4 substitutions coming in again for Kuemper. Isabel Bass going to check in for the first time. Taylor Bell will check back in. Also checking into the game is going to be Mia Milligan. And also checking in is Mackenzie Yetmar. Knights with it over on the side. Ball is loose, going to roll out of bounds, trying to save it as the Tigers, but that's going to go out of bounds off of Chloe Jones. Knights again throw it in. That's going to go off of Taylor Bell and kicked out of bounds up by Stipa. Boys game will come up. You'll have to shut this one off and then go back in and find the boys broadcast, no different than you did the girls. Both of them were created earlier today. Isaiah Martinez trying to work it out, but the Knights really keeping that ball down on the Carroll defensive end. Lauren Bell with it. Kicks it in. They'll get it in now to Taylor Bell over to the right side to Milligan. Back off it to Bell. She'll boot it towards the net, and right there's Marin Overmole to pick up the save.
It's Lauren Bell's first shot of the game.
Yeah, as a defensive player, doesn't get a lot of shots, but she gets one or so a game, and has done a nice job with that so far this year.
6 now for the Knights here in the second half. Carroll yet for their first shot here in the second half.
Has Carroll had it down on their offense?
Not very much.
Not very much, no. And the Knights keep it on their end again. Lauren Bell will work it, works it ahead. They get it off now to Sierra Pudin. Sierra works it in the middle. Makes a stop with it, trying to get around Martinez, who's done a nice job defensively. Now they work it in on a nice pass, but there is Overmole again. They were trying to find Taylor Bell in the middle, but Overmole able to slide in and come up with the stop. And now the kick out going to be taken again by Lauren Bell. Tigers just have not been able to control it when they clear it out on the kick.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I don't know if it's we haven't had many defensive substitutions for Carroll in this game, so I don't know if the girls are getting tired or what it is.
Kyra Walterman now controls it. She'll look to kick it out of bounds. Bernholtz, trying to track it down. It'll go out of bounds. It will be Carroll ball. They'll be able to throw it in over on the far side as Chloe Jones comes in to do that. And another sub for Carroll is Madison Brady going to check into the ball game. First appearance for her here this evening.
One of those freshmen. Coach Jorgensen is very high on the Carroll freshmen, which is good.
Yep, heard some good things about that group as a whole. Sierra Pudens works it ahead again to Bell, back to Pudens. Sierra works it up the right side to Yetmar. Yetmar will clear it in. It's a foot race. Taylor Bell going to win that foot race, and she'll kick it in, and Marin Overmole again with another save. And that time, I think Bell needed to get a little closer and get herself a little more settled on that
It didn't
shot.
seem like she quite had the oomph in that shot when she shot it.
Now the ball lost out of bounds. It's going to be off of Carroll. It's going to be Kuemper ball. As throwing it in again for the Knights is going to be Mia Milligan. And the ball taken away that time by Jones. She'll clear it ahead. Back over to Kuemper. Milligan gets it ahead. Taylor Bell with it now to Kaylin Pudens. Kaylin up the left side. Sienna Beckers did a nice job hustling here in this half. Got back in there. Forced her to try to pass it into the middle. It'll be taken away by the Tigers. Jersey Sporer will come up and gather it in. Jersey with some good footwork keeps the ball away from Lauren Bell, but Lauren not going to give up. Now boots it into the Kuemper end. Asa Martinez will kick it out. Works it, tries to get it over to Steinkamp. Cleared up by Walterman, but that's going to go off of Bernholtz, and Bernholtz is going to gain control of it over on the sideline. 25:48 remaining here. 4-0 Kuemper. They led this one 3-0 at the half. Got one goal here early at the 37:54 mark. And now Marin Overmole again going to clear it out. And Becker will control it for the Tigers. Becker works it up the sideline. Coming in to take control of it is a base for Kuemper. And now Jersey Sporer will take it away. Getting back into the battle, Kaylin Pudens now cleared ahead by Martinez. Off to Walterman for Kuemper. She'll kick it down to Sierra. It's going to be lost by Sierra, but then she'll gather in control. And now the ball back into the hands of the Knights is Walterman with it over to Yetmar on the side. Yetmar working it up the right side, taken away by Chloe Jones, and Jones going to not be able to quite save it, and it's going to be a throw in for Kuemper over on the far side. But first the Knights bringing in some more subs as Lily Casper and Ashlyn Foley will check in. Sierra Pudens and Lauren Bell will check out. Kaylin Pudens off to Yetmar right side. Wardell again taking it away that time for the Night Tigers defensively, but then there's Kaylin Pudens again taking it away. Over to Yetmar. Yetmar with the corner kick. That'll be cleared out of there by the Tigers, but not very deep. It'll end up going out of bounds. And it will be a corner kick coming up, I think, here for Kuemper. Kaylin Pudens set to kick that in. This is where you need Will to try a header here, right? Pass in. You see a lot of that in the boys' games on the corner kicks where they go up and try to head it in. You don't see as much of that in the girls.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, and that's always how we were taught. You want to try to kick it in and get it towards the goal.
Yep.
Ooh.
Tigers that time kicked it off of their own teammate, and now Kuemper misses wide right. And the Tigers again are going to be buried on their end as Kuemper will have a corner kick over in the far corner with Kaylin Pudens. 23:20 left here in the second half. 4-0 Kuemper with the lead. There's a nice deep one on that corner kick. Ashlyn Foley with it over on the far side. Sienna Becker with the defense, and now it'll be kicked out of bounds.
Another corner kick coming up for Carroll.
For
Kuemper.
And this time, Kaylin had to run all the way from the right corner to the left corner to do the kick. She had a nice one on that last one. Actually kicked it past the goal.
She might have the wind a little bit on this one, too.
Yep. Now when squeezes towards the goal, it's going to go back to Kaylin. It was defended out there by Stipa. And now Kaylin unable to control it. You could tell she was frustrated with herself down there on the sides. Parker Adams going to check in for the Tigers. She'll check in now for Anna Steinkamp. Steinkamp, another one of those freshmen. Stipa's ball goes almost straight up into the air. Taylor Bell gets it over to Foley, but it'll be cleared out that time by the Tigers' Wardell. Now kicked ahead, foot race, and Franny Glenn will kick it back in and just keeps it down on the Tigers' defensive end. Ball gets by Wardell, and Overmore will have to come out and pick it up. Like the matchup we have in that boys game for goalies tonight. Tanner Heidoff and Michael Kasperbauer, two pretty good ones.
Two guys that have done it for a while.
Yep. Knights with control of it. Now the Tigers almost got control. The Knights will work it in with Mia Milligan. Now off to Kaylin, over to Foley. Foley in kind of a group of players trying to work for some kind of a freedom. And takes a shot, but it's going to miss wide left. It'll be out of bounds. And Tigers again will kick it in from down in their end.
Ashland's been really aggressive in the second half. 3 shots so far. She only had 1 in the first.
And give the Carroll defense some credit here. They've had a lot of pressure on them here in this second half.
Yeah, they really had to work here in the second half.
And they haven't given up much. Jersey Sporer trying to get it down on the offensive end, but good defense out there by base for Kuemper. Didn't let her get past. And it'll be a throw in by base. Throws it down the side. The Tigers will track it down with Bernholtz. Milligan off to Kaylin, kick, and that's going to be right to the waiting Marin Overmall. Overmall almost seems to be able to read and anticipate and get herself in position.
No, that's one thing you really want to see from a goalie is anticipate where that ball is going to come off the foot of the player.
Tigers working up that time with Parker Adams. This is not their deepest attempt down here on the offensive end here in the second half. Trying to work it ahead that time was Brady, the freshman. And now the Knights will clear it out. Kaylin Pudence again with it. Kuemper's got 6 players set to check in during the next dead ball. We've got a kick down the field. Ashlyn Foley trying to track it down for the Knights. She uses her speed to get to it. Now dumps it in for Taylor Bell. Bell's kick is going to be in for the goal.
Probably would have liked to see Marin come out and attempt to try to slide and grab that ball or slide and kick it away, but instead she backed out, kind of gave Bell a good shot.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things that you want to take away the angles that a player has, so that the closer you get to them, the more you take those angles away.
Taylor Bell, somebody that didn't start the game, came in with a goal and has got 3 shots so far. Has done a really nice job coming in off the bench for the Knights.
19:48 remaining in this one. It is now 5-0 in favor of the Kuemper Knights. Brady working it up the left side for Carroll. Tries to clear it in. It'll be cleared out by Kuemper. Gabby Oberding waiting at the sub area for Carroll. She'll check in next time they get a chance. Ball going to be kicked out of bounds. And the Knights will throw it in with Jansen. They get it into Bell. That's Taylor Bell off to Lauren Bell. Lauren working against Martinez. Lauren gets it across. Now we're hoping to do an interview with a player from each team as Lauren Bell takes his shot on goal. Scooped up again by Overmall. I talked with both coaches ahead of time and asked them to please send up somebody. So we'll try to squeeze an interview in with them prior to going on with that boys game. Backer has done a nice job here tonight. She'll clear it out for the Carroll Tigers. Franny Glenn will come up with it for Kuemper. Nice work over to Jansen on the sideline. They'll get it off now to Lauren Bell, who kicks it towards the midfield. Kicked it deep and out of there for the Tigers by Bernholtz. Brady again with it over on the left side for the Tigers. Ball taken away by Kuemper. They'll work it up the left side. And now tracking it down is Parker Adams. Adams working over on that left side, and the ball going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be last touched by Carroll. It's going to be Kuemper ball. 18-10 left in this one. Gabby Oberding will check in. Amanda Wardell going to check out for the Tigers. Kuemper had won 2 straight coming into this, so this would be their 3rd straight win.
It started 1-4 at 3-4 now, and could even the record up at 4-4.
Sierra Pudence trying to work down the middle, gets in, and there is another goal for Sierra Pudence at 17:45.
She's now got the hat trick. Sierra with three goals tonight.
And 3 here in the second half for the Kuemper Knights. 3 in the first half, 3 here in the second half. They've extended it to a 6-0 lead.
And you wonder if that pressure that Kuemper has put on here in the second half, because making the Carroll defense work is kind of starting to get to him.
Yeah, Carroll has not had many opportunities down on the offensive end. How many shots on goal?
No shots here. No shots here in the second half for Carroll.
And not even the ball down on their offensive end. Maybe more than a minute or 2
I
total
would,
here in this half. Jersey Spore working that time against Jansen. 2 talented athletes there, a sophomore and a junior. Ball will go out of bounds, and it will be Carroll ball. Sienna Becker set to throw it in. Foley set to check in for Kuemper. Destiny Schaefer in the sub area for the Carroll Tigers. Pot off with it. Tigers needed to get her going, I think, early, and Kuemper's done a nice job of kind of limiting her touches. Milligan now trying to track it down, but doing a good job of getting down there for the Tigers is Brady, and that's going to be lost out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Carroll Tigers. And they'll do it with Parker Adams as both subs come in. Sierra Pudence will check out, as does Paige Potoff for Carroll. Clock running here as it does in soccer. 16:40 left here in this ball game. Knights have taken control. Shot by Sienna Becker, going to sail just to the left of the goal. It'll go out of bounds, and Addie Antover will walk back behind the goal, pick one up, and get it off to Franny Glenn. Franny's like, yeah, as soon as I get to kick with the ball, the wind behind me, it starts to die down some as the flag over by the rec center almost laying flat. Well, that's still a good kick. Line drive off of Isaiah. Now work it off into the hands of Foley. Now over to Taylor Bell. Taylor with it. Jones going to let it go out of bounds. Parker Adams now with it for the Tigers. She'll work it up the left side. Adams kicks it down. Brady will track it down. Just try to track it down. That ball had a little more steam on it, Casey, than I thought.
And I think it's going to go out of bounds.
It did. So it will be Kuemper ball. I thought Brady was going to track it down, but it ended up going out of bounds. Taylor Bell will now check out for Kuemper as Sierra Pudence will come back in. Randy Beeson, the Carroll AD, over in the press box to the right of us. McKenna Bloom trying to clear it in. It goes off Chloe Jones, but Bloom continuing to hustle as she does always. Will track it down. And great also by Stipe on the ball kicked in, and she will clear it out of bounds. So the Knights will have a throw in over on the far side. A lot of golf in our area tonight. I think we had, what, all 18 of our golf teams? All 16 of them?
Carroll and Kuemper went up to Denison to golf at Majestic Hills today.
Yep.
A very tough course. Be interesting to see how both teams did.
Yep. Got the results already, just haven't been able to dig through. A lot of the golf coaches have been sending things in already. You and I both snuck to a golf tournament for a short period of time.
Period of time was the country club.
Yep. I went down to Coon Rapids, told them I'm really sorry, but I only got about a half an hour, and then I got to get on the road. But we'll be back out to see him again. KCM Rewind, KCM Sports Rewind coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll get to find out who's making John Ryan upset.
Yeah, there are least favorite sports person of the week.
Yes. And we're going to, I think, debut something tomorrow, too.
And we are going to debut something tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
they call that a tease.
Yeah,
right?
they have a tease. You'll have to tune into KCIM tomorrow morning.
Shot by the Knights, going to sail over. I think that was Franny Glenn on that one. you see this a lot of times late in games where coaches will try to get those seniors that are on the defensive end some shots if they have a lead. Let them get a chance to get some, I guess you'd call it the glory for scoring the goals.
Yeah.
Did you ever get one?
No.
No? Okay. Wardell and Shortfeger getting set to check back in for the Tigers. Kuemper will throw it in again. Lauren Bell with it. Now taken out of there by Tigers. Stiepel will kick it ahead. Brady hustles to get back into the play. Now kicked it deep by Kuemper. That was it, Gabby running. Jersey Spore working it up for the Carroll Tigers. I think she's going to go left at some point here. Nope, the ball taken away by running. She had Brady over to the left. I thought she'd go that direction at some point. Claire Jansen will kick it in, gets it off to Foley. Foley works it ahead. Up the left side for the Knights is Megan Keys, who has checked in here tonight. And now Pudens in the middle, one-on-one.
Get her fourth.
That's almost unfair, Casey, with her athleticism and her quickness. You get a one-on-one 10 feet in front of the goalie. That's an unfair advantage for Sierra Pudens. She's just that good, and that's her fourth goal here tonight. She extends it to a 7-0 lead, 12:41 remaining here. And the Kuemper Knights look like they'll pick up their third straight win.
Yeah, it is looking like that way, and it's going to be 7-0, 12:41. But I do got to mention Friday when I was at the Storm Lake and Kuemper game, I interviewed Sierra after she had 2 goals, 2 of the 3, and she told me that I need to come around more often because she plays good. She had a hat trick the first time I saw him, had 2 goals, and now she's got 4 tonight.
Yeah, well, she might be your biggest fan club now. Oh, such a fun girl. And I remember seeing her at Media Day, and I said, do you feel any pressure with, the great Catherine Mayhall saying that you're going to break her scoring records and stuff? And she goes, no, it's okay. And she wasn't meaning it in kind of an arrogant way. It was just she's just a very comfortable and relaxed player.
Yeah, she's talked about me how she's had to take on a leadership role this year only as a sophomore.
Yep. And you'll see this team continue to get better. You got that great senior leadership down on the defensive end, but as we talk, there's some really talented offensive players. Bloom, Foley, of course, the 2 Pudences down on the offensive end, and as they gain confidence in what they're capable of doing, even Claire Jansen, just a junior, this is a really talented offensive and ball club, I think, for Kuemper as the season goes on.
And Carroll's even got some good pieces to build around.
Absolutely.
They've lost 6 straight coming in today, but they play a tough conference.
They do. Yep. And talking with Coach Jorgensen, as we do, one of the things you and I started, we did it in the winter. We interview all of our coaches every week, or here in the spring we're doing every other week. Boys 1 week, girls coaches the next week, and you can find those on a podcast on the podcast center at sports.1380kcim.com. But Coach is really excited about, the youth. Not that she's not happy with the upperclassmen, but I think you got a freshman and a sophomore group that really like playing soccer, and I think there's an excitement coming with this Carroll program.
And I think you start to see, I don't know, we got a player down on the field. I can't see who it is.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and spin. Hopefully they're going to take a little break here as the clock will stop with 10:37 to go. And hopefully the young lady going to be able to get up here. I still haven't
Looks like
seen
Ashlyn Foley.
Ashlyn Foley.
I don't know if she hit her back or she hit her head, because it looks like Wardell came up to try to stop the ball, and then they collided, and it kind of looked like she hit the field hard.
Yeah, and don't want to guess potentially on what any injury is. Let's step away as they go out to look at her. We'll step away. We're back in 30 seconds right here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
Miners back here with you at the Carroll Athletic Stadium, girls soccer action, boys game coming up here in a little bit as the sun peeks through again. We've got an injured Kuemper Knight, and they're taking a look, and Ashlyn Foley down at around the 8-9 yard line. And Casey, you and I were just talking during the break. You hate to see this. We were just talking about she's one of those really talented young sophomores for this Kuemper program. Hopefully this is not going to be anything serious, but you've already got Carson Overmall out. You already got Brianna Whitrock out. Last thing you want to do if you're this night program right now is have another injury to this ball club. But they've showed tonight with the way they sub that they're not afraid of building depth with this program.
No, and I think that's kind of played to their advantage a little bit tonight. Carroll hasn't subbed as much, and Kuemper has, and they've been able to build a lead, 4 goals here in the second half.
And Foley up, walking off the field under her own power, so not being helped off. But you can tell a little bit gimpy. But hopefully that's one of those that, she'll sit for the rest of tonight probably and be good to go for their next game.
Yeah, it looks like a leg injury at first. I thought it could have been a back with the way she was rolling around, but it kind of looks like she's walking a little slow, so it might be a lower leg injury.
Yeah, some of the other girls coming over to give her the hand slaps and the fist bumps as she heads to the bench, but it looks like she's walking a little bit better the closer she gets to the bench, so maybe starting to feel a little bit better. And the sun fully comes out. It ain't going to last long.
No, it's very cloudy.
But the sun, like the entire field right now, is completely under sun, and so is the baseball stadium over there. And we were wondering, I wonder if baseball practice is going on tonight.
Well, they wouldn't have started practices yet, but open gyms and stuff
like
be going on.
But,
I know.
Well, but maybe for the spring league team that's playing right now.
The Merchants, or not the Merchants, the Legion.
The Legion, yep. And now we
get
get
an
offsides against Kuemper.
Bell had an open shot.
Action here. Yep, Taylor Bell was going to have a one-on-one with Overmold before that offside. Tigers again will kick it out of there with Kaysen Stipa, one of the seniors. Got a chance to interview her last time I was at a Carroll game. She played well that night. Kick ahead. It's going to be taken by Lauren Bell for Kuemper. She'll work it up across midfield. Gets it off now to Sierra Pudens. Pudens with it. Kicks it in deep, and Taylor Bell again in a foot race. It's going to be a one-on-one, left-footed kick.
Good
knocked
save.
Down by Overmall. It's loose in front of the net and cleared out of there that time by the Tigers. And if you heard Casey there a moment ago, really nice save again for Marin Overmall.
And I think Wardell's going to get a save on that as well because she poked it out there on the shot.
Yep. And she had a save in their game the other night against ADM. Tigers do clear it out. We're down to 8:56 to go here on the matchup between Carroll and Kuemper in the girls. And again, we're hoping that we get a player from both teams up here relatively quickly because there's only like 16 minutes in between games. So if they don't get up here in time, we'll still interview them, but it might end up coming during the boys broadcast.
Yep.
And again, the Knights will clear it in. Overmall, though, does an outstanding job of coming out and sliding up. Otherwise, we could have seen Sarah Pudens maybe with her 4th goal of the half and 5th of the night. She has scored 3 of the 4 Kuemper goals here in this half. Kaylin Pudens with it now. Kicks it in. That is going to go wide, and Overmall just lets her roll on by. I think she thought about touching that one and then decided to let it go. Jeff Storyhan, I think, is in the house here tonight. He was planning on trying to come out here tonight to take some photos for us.
14 shots for Kuemper here in the second half.
And
0 for Carroll.
0 for Carroll. Difference really in this. I mean, Kuemper was, I wouldn't say in control up 3-0, but they had a few good at halftime with the way they had
still
played.
Plenty of, when you're up 3-0 at half, there's still plenty of time for Carroll to get back into the game as well, but haven't been able to get any shots in the offensive end.
Yep. Short figure will work it up the left side. Works it over now to Parker Adams. Adams up the left side. Milligan will run along with her. Tries to cross into the middle. Jersey Sporer looking to track that one down as it was behind her. She'll work it over towards the right sideline. Jersey takes it over on the right sideline now. Defended out there by Mia Milligan. Off now to Becker. Nice kick towards the goal, but knocked away by Franny Glynn at around the 5-yard line. Off now to Kaylin Pudens. Kaylin clears it up ahead to Taylor Bell. Taylor's played well tonight.
She's getting to play a lot of minutes.
Yes. They get it off now to Lauren. Knocked away by Martinez. Over to Walterman. Walterman going to kick it deep. It's going to be a foot race again. And this time the Tigers' Amanda Wardell will win it. Sierra Pudent's going to let it go out of bounds as the Knights will get a throw in here with a 6:45 remaining in the game and a 7-0 Kuemper lead. Carroll actually throwing it in. That must have went off of Pudent's. I missed that. The throw in for Andy Glenn will track it down for the Knights. Glenn will dump it in. Kicked out of there by Stipin. Nice pass up into Paige Potoff. Potoff working against Walterman. Now goes into Spohr. Knocked away by Glenn. And now Lauren Bell tries to clear it in. It'll be cleared back out by Wardell. Over now to Bloom. Bloom kicks another one in, trying to dump it in. Wardell trying to track it down, as is Sierra Pudent. And Wardell this time will kick it out of bounds. It should be a throw in this time for the Knights. And throwing it in off of the left side here is going to be Mia Milligan. You can see the Carroll boys warming up down here to our left. Kuemper boys kind of out of the view because they're down on the,
the other end,
Carroll
yeah.
offensive end, and they're warming up as well. Ball going to go over to Carroll. We got an infraction that time on Kuemper. I didn't see what it was. I just saw the official out on the field pointing.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I played soccer, but I don't know half of what the calls are.
You still know half more than me, then. Folks, I didn't grow up around this sport. I'm trying here.
Oh, the head official called something else, so
Yep,
it looks like
Kuemper's
going to get it back.
Yep, that one's going to go against Carroll, so it'll be Kuemper ball for Andy Glenn. Going to kick it at around the 35. They'll work it ahead, and that ball slips through the legs that time of Kuemper. Wardell working it now off to Olberning. She'll kick it ahead, tracked down over here by Kaspabauer for the Knights. That one's going to go out of bounds. Gabby Olberning going to throw it in. Tries to go deep looking for Potoff. A nice header that time by Walterman off to Becker. Becker kicks in the middle off to Spohr for the Tigers. Spohr has it tipped away, and for Andy Glenn just says, I'll kick it down to the other end. It's nice when you got a defensive player at about the 40-yard line that can kick it down to the other team's 30 or 25-yard line.
It helps your offense to get set up and get down there.
Yep. Milligan kicks it back behind her. It'll be kicked in that time, and Kuemper didn't like that one. Kaspabauer was upset with herself on that one. Parker Adams has it taken away now by Lauren Bell. Lauren's done a fantastic job in the middle of tonight. Taylor Bell will dump it in, and again, Amanda Wardell right there just patrolling the middle for the Tigers. She'll kick it ahead, works it up the sideline, and Oberding that time, and Mia Milligan will battle for it. Kuemper will control. Tigers get it back. Sienna Becker, who's fought hard tonight, will work it ahead. They'll get it off now to Parker Adams.
Excited to see Parker play some softball this summer.
Yes. Yep, does such a great job behind the plate and swings a good bat as well.
Sorry, I'm pretty sure a reigning all-rewind first-team catcher.
Yes, she was. That's been such a tough position here.
Oh, yeah.
The last few years, you had
Miss Sybil from Kuemper.
Yeah, and you had at one time Chloe Gallegos and Jordan Schwabe from Kuemper were both catching at the same time, and they were both candidates for Player of the Year, and they played the same position. Sad thing was, that's why we had the DH position, because whichever one wasn't your catcher could slide right into the DH because they were both good enough to be first
team. Yeah.
People sometimes don't realize the thought process that has to go into some of those teams.
Or the brain power that all of us use.
Yeah, good thing we have people that are smarter than you and I helping, right? Tigers will throw it in. 2.5 minutes remaining. 7-0 Kuemper lead right now. Taylor Bell again works it up the side. Taken away by Wardell for the Tigers. She'll lose it out of bounds, so it'll be Kuemper ball. Good win for Kuemper. I think if you're Carroll, especially in the first half, you saw some things that you can, use as positive things of where this program is headed.
I think you have both things you can take away from this game for both teams, and both things you can take away on the bad end that you need to improve on.
Yeah, and that's every game. You're always going to find something that you can work on to get better. Milligan with it, now lost it. And it was kicked by a Carroll player into the middle, and then an attack for the Kuemper Knights. I'm trying to catch the number. Did you see who kicked that one?
Oh, was it Bloom? I can't tell if that's a 10 or not.
It looks like maybe a 12. No, that's not Walterman. And the hair was covering up the jersey, and she's not facing us enough to be able to see who it is. But we'll figure it out. Kick in by Carroll. Becker again will clear it out of there. And that was Bloom. Bell with it. Gets it back behind her to Lauren Bell. Taylor off to Lauren. Lauren lobs a shot in, and Overmull again there to make the catch. Now we've got a minute left in this one. And again, we do anticipate a player from each team coming up for a quick post-game interview. We'll try to get that on the girls' broadcast here if they get up here quick enough. Becker and Kaspabauer fighting for that one. Walterman will kick it out of there and clear it. Now Oberning tries to send it deep into the Tiger offensive end, but Kaspabauer will clear it back down into the offensive end, and Stiepel will kick it out of bounds for the Tigers. 28 seconds left in this one.
I think that's Keys that we were wondering that had that shot.
Okay.
It was like an 18.
Okay. And now Wardell with it for the Tigers. That's pretty much going to do it in this one. We're down to about 8 seconds. Ball kind of bounding around. We're going to get a shot on goal tipped up into the air. Keys trying to score one late there, and Overmull comes up with another save, and Kuemper will win it here tonight by a final of 7-0. We'll step away, take a quick timeout here. We'll be back with some of our post-game report here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive healthcare for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
Drees Company!
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Drees Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Drees Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
other. And the frustration, it kind of builds anger, and that's what helped us to make it continue going, the energy.
Second half, you get 3 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Casey and I kind of joked. In basketball, we knew you were fast, but you really see your speed out here on a soccer field tonight. Talk what it's like to get that ball where you can just use that speed to track it down, and then you get those one-on-ones with the goalie.
Well, my midfields, they know how to work the ball, so I just call for the ball. All I have to do is just talk to them, and I use my speed. I know I'm fast. So Chloe Jones definitely picked up on that. They started marking me, which started getting frustrating. I know they were doing that to frustrate me, but she's a good defender, so kudos to Chloe Jones.
You girls have won 3 straight now. What's this mean for this still kind of a young team, especially in the offensive end?
It definitely means a lot. We started off kind of rough. I think we need to take these wins and keep winning. We have Glenwood tomorrow. They're a good team. Council Bluffs beat them, and Council Bluffs beat us, which was a close game, but we definitely can beat them. I think it's good for us.
Always fun to watch you
Yeah,
play.
thank you.
I jokingly told everybody in the broadcast, I said, I asked you at the media day when we were taking pictures that day of everybody if you felt any pressure for Catherine Mayhall saying that you were going to break her record, and not in a cocky way. You were just like, no, I don't feel pressure, just because you're a really relaxed player out there on the field.
Definitely.
Yes,
Kate was a good player.
Yes.
She's definitely missed. We loved her on the field, but yeah, we miss her.
I tell you what, great job.
Thank
Always
you.
fun. I appreciate you coming up. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Bet. Sierra Pudens again with the Kuemper Knights joining us here. Matt? Did I see Coach sliding in here, or did she just come up?
I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure who opened the door. I don't know if
it was Coach Jorgensen, so I didn't know if she was coming in for an interview or not. But Casey, as we get back on the air here, any thoughts for you here on this 7-0 Kuemper win, as we have to get off and back on here in a couple of minutes on the boys broadcast?
For the boys, but I thought that the Kuemper offensively looked really well. You talked to it, you heard Miss Pudens say that Glenwood's going to be tough, but they can beat them. I think if they play on offense like they did tonight, they can pretty much beat anybody in their conference. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath walking around trying to grab coaches and stuff, but I think that Carroll has stuff that you still see stuff that probably needed to improve on, but I think there's a lot of good things in that first half you can take away.
Right.
I'm not quite sure what Marin had to say when they sent her up, but Marin did a nice job in goal. She's done a nice job in goal all season. It'll be interesting to see how both teams kind of progress the rest of the year.
Well, that's going to wrap up coverage of our girls' game here tonight. Again, we're going to end this broadcast, and we'll start here in about 2 minutes or so with coverage of the boys' game here tonight. So thanks for listening. Kuemper winning over Carroll High in girls' soccer.